Welcome to the Winter Speaks podcast. I'm your host, Winter. Coming at you today to talk a little bit about myself. People tend to think that I am just this fake person, or I'm a bot, or I'm somebody that it's not real. But I'm very much real. This is my real voice. My real name is Winter. Just kind of talk about my political journey, if you will. And, kind of go more in depth about who I am as a person and my history with y'all, so then you can get to know me on a little bit more of a deeper level. I'm still gonna be keeping stuff private, as always, but um, for those listening, I want you guys to kind of get an idea of who I am and where I'm coming from. So welcome. So again, my name is Winter. My birthday is in November. I'm a Scorpio baby. And I am 23 years old. My political journey kind of started when I was in 7th or 8th grade in middle school. I knew I was a queer kid at a young age, and so that made me politically, involved in politics at a young age, being a young queer person. And, over the years, it's been hard for young queer kids to just to exist in the world. And so I became politically, or political at a young age. And my first political memory is in 2016. During the Hillary and Trump election in 2016, I started off as a liberal. I didn't know what political factions were, or, leftist or progressive or liberal establishment, all those different groups back then. And so I just called myself a liberal Democrat. And my top issue was, of course, marriage equality and LGBTQ rights. And so that's kind of how I started my whole political journey. And then in freshman year of high school, the one big thing I remember from freshman year of high school is I remember Stoneman Douglas mass shooting up in, I believe, Florida, if I'm correct. I may be wrong, so don't quote me on that. I can't remember. Don't blame me, please. But that was my main memory of freshman year of high school. And then I moved to a different area. I went from living in a urban area to a more suburban or rural area. And I was still politically on the left sophomore year of high school, but towards the end of sophomore year of high school in 2019, heading into my junior year of high school, that was when I experienced my right-wing radicalization, I'd say, or the alt-right pipeline, especially on social media. At the time, I was a naive teen who let whatever I was exposed to affect how I thought politically. And so I started just watching all these different right-leaning podcasts, and I remember my first right-wing commentator or right-wing influencer slash journal, she's not really a journalist, but like news personality, I'd say, was Tommy Larian, who at the time was working for Fox News, or before Fox News she worked for for Glenn Beck, and she got fired from her job with him because she came out as pro-choice against, I believe it was the Alabama abortion ban, and her stance was that a blanket abortion ban doesn't make abortions less prominent. It makes them more dangerous. And I agreed with her back then, and it came to me as somebody who thought for herself, and she was willing to like take on the right, and I kind of liked that about her at the time. And then I see Caitlyn Jenner and Blair White, who are prominent conservative, LGBTQ conservatives and MAGA, and it exposed me to, some people on the right who considered themselves queer or trans or whatever, and I was like, maybe, the right, there's room for me on the right. It seems like people can think for themselves, and so I made the journey to the more politically right, junior year, sophomore year into junior year of high school. And that didn't last very long. It only lasted for about 2 years. And by senior year of high school, which was 2020 through 2021, I graduated in 2021. Biden was elected in November of 2020, and I was 17 at the time. And January 6th happened. That was my de-radicalization of the right. That was when I realized that what I thought about the right was all wrong. I saw Liz Cheney lose her job, lose her leadership position. She took on the Republican Party and Trumpism, and I saw the same thing with Adam Kinzinger, Mitt Romney, all these prominent, moderate Republicans suddenly get ostracized out of the Republican Party, and so I didn't like that at all. And so Biden was sworn in January 20th of 2021, and I did some it took about a year deconstructing my views at the time and what I thought about politics in general, and I found Bernie and AOC. And one of the reasons why I left the Democratic Party, quote unquote, back in 2019 is because I blamed them for the income equality and working people not getting what they need to survive, and I hated what I saw in homelessness. And so my naive self was just like, yeah, it's a Democratic Party problem, which it so is, but at the time I didn't know factions existed, like I said earlier. And I remember this quote by AOC in her 2018 ad for Congress, and it says that not all Democrats are the same, or it's time for us to realize that not all Democrats are the same. And I remember watching that in 2021 and being like, almost got emotional over it, because I finally felt heard by a politician. And Bernie and AOC both cared about working people and their policies, and turns out I was just mad at capitalism. It wasn't just, it's just left-wing, it's the left-wing why homelessness is so bad and all these issues. No, it's just I hate capitalism, or I want to reform capitalism. And so by December of 2021, I had graduated. I deconstructed a lot of what I thought junior year of high school through senior year of high school. I graduated. I went into the real world. And, I didn't look back. By 2022, I was a registered Democrat. I became a DNC, or Democratic National Committee, social media ambassador, amplifying democratic messaging. I joined many different progressive groups that I'm still in today, and people, and other Democrats found me online and are like, hey, we love what you're about and we love your story. Many of them, still know that I have a former MAGA background, and I am still involved with many of these people today. And so 2022 was the first time I was old enough to vote, and I voted for Democrats up and down the ballot. And when some of my family members found out, they got mad at me. I have a Republican family. I have 2 uncles that are more liberal, and then I have an aunt-in-law that is also liberal. She's a former social worker. And then there's me, and that is basically all the left-leaning people. And I have a big Italian family. And my dad's side of the family are all conservative Christians, and so I don't really have a good relationship with that side of my family, amongst other issues. But yeah, so it wasn't just me venturing off into right-wing politics. I also had people at home who was also an influence on me leaving the Democratic Party. But yeah, and so that's kind of where my politics formed, and from then on, I've been on the left, and so I've been MAGA free for more than 5 years. I absolutely do not plan on going back. I have, opinions that left-wingers don't like. I tend to skew more towards the socialist end of the left. However, I don't skew towards the more communist part of the left. And so, when it comes to extremism on both ends, I tend to be anti-authoritarian, anti-fascist, anti-communist, and I think that comes from what I saw on the right. So the question is, what do I believe in? And that's a good question. I believe in I'm what you call a classical democratic socialist. I believe in universal health care. I believe in universal child care, universal pre-K, universal kindergarten through college. So post-secondary, for tuition-free, community college, tuition-free universities, and free trade schools, STEM as well. And education is a really huge thing for me. I believe we need to reform the Americans with Disability Act. As someone with disabilities, I believe we need a Green New Deal. The climate crisis is here, and we need a Green New Deal to deal with that. I believe in strict gun control. I believe we need to ban AR-15s or assault rifles. I believe that they are a military-grade weapon, and no citizen should own AR-15s or assault rifles. I believe in abolishing ICE. I believe in a humane foreign policy that includes an arms embargo against Israel for committing a genocide in Palestine and Gaza, and against settlers in the West Bank. I am a internationalist, a humanitarian. I believe we need to lift the sanctions and the embargoes on Cuba, Venezuela, and even North Korea. I disagree with the way these governments are run or ran. However, punishing citizens for its government's collective punishment is not okay. I believe we can take on authoritarian and totalitarian dictatorships head on and in a diplomatic form, by lifting sanctions and by lifting the embargoes. We can further help countries democratize. However, I don't think the United States should be the Western police of the world, trying to democratize countries that don't want to be democratized. However, we should play a bigger role in the interconnected community. And that means to me that the United States also abides by international law. We tend to be the big brother or the big country that whatever we say goes, and I hate that. We need to be held accountable for our foreign policy that harms other countries as well. I believe I am a staunch pacifist, with an exception for like World War II, but in most cases I am very staunchly anti-war. I am anti-imperialism. I am staunchly anti-imperialism. I believe that even the country of Israel, and the state of Israel is a proxy of the United States government in the Middle East, and we're using Israel to further our goals in the region. I believe we need to end that. We do this in South Korea as well, and other parts of the world. We use other countries to further our goals as a country because money, capitalism, of course. We need to tax churches, corporations, and the rich. They need to pay their fair share in taxes. I believe in cutting taxes for middle and low income individuals. I believe that we need national programs like federal paid leave, even vacation time, or a national vacation time program. We need a national moratorium on data centers. We need a national workers' rights laws such as unionizing. I believe every industry, no matter what industry, should have the power to unionize. It doesn't matter whether you work at McDonald's or whether you work at in retail, of course, warehouses, Amazon. It doesn't matter where you work or what industry you work in. You should be able to unionize no matter what. I believe in worker cooperatives. I believe that workers, not the government, not corporations, should own the means of production and get a say. I even believe in most businesses going forward. I believe that the CEO should make the same amount of money that its employees do. I think that's fair. If you cannot survive on what your employees make, then that's reflects you as a boss. If you can't afford to pay people a living wage, you should not have a business at all. Which is pretty ballsy, but it's just how I believe the world should work. Treat people how you want to be treated is the golden rule, and I believe in it strongly. Of course, this is should be a moderate position, but I believe in overturning Citizens United. I believe that elections should be publicly funded, not funded by corporations or by super PACs or dark money. I believe that we need term limits for the Supreme Court. I do believe that we need to expand the Supreme Court to fit each appellate court or appeals court. We have multiple appeals court in the United States. Each Supreme Court justice is usually in charge of one or two or three different courts or appeals courts. And so we need a judge per appeals court. Age limits as well. We need term limits for Congress. Ban stock trading. We need ethics. We need to be able to impeach our representatives and our senators, by the way, which requires a constitutional amendment. So those are kind of my positions on making politics cleaner and less corrupt. I also believe in universal basic income. I believe in general, like I said earlier, that the United States government should take care of its citizens, and if we can provide people a guaranteed income, especially low-income individuals, some income, it could relieve them of burdens, and they can repair something that they need to get repaired, or take care of themselves and pay down debt or healthcare bills. And so I'm a staunch supporter of universal basic income, which isn't talked about a lot, or by a lot of people running for office, but it is a policy that I support, which people see it as free money, but we pay taxes, and so I believe that it should be tax-free, and it would help a lot of people struggling, especially disabled people who can't work. In the comments, let me know what you believe in, what you stand for. I might have missed some, but comment down what you believe in, what's your political journey. And how have you changed over time politically? We should normalize changing your opinions when you learn new information. And I believe people can change. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all, are allowed to change. I think that is a good thing. That is a wrap on today's episode of the Winter Speaks podcast. As always, follow me on all my social media pages. LeftyWinterr is my main social media, and in my podcast social media on Twitter is Winter Speaks Pod. As always, I'll see you next time.